All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Everybody But Me show. This is the episode 7. Today, we are talking about the friend zone. We've all been in the friend zone. Not all of us have gotten out of the friend zone. Yeah, I have never made it out of the friend zone.
Yeah, so we're just going to try to figure out, how do you go from like friends to lovers? Everybody says you should be friends before you're lovers, but how do you not stick somebody in the friend zone that you don't want there?
Yes, and I'm going to intro everybody like I do every week in case we got new listeners. To my right, we got Phil Fit, my big brother since 7th grade.
What's going on?
My trainer, my mentor, my big brother, like I said. To the right of him, we got Katie Dooley. Katie Dooley is my right and left hand woman, and she is in charge of my life, and she is just the biggest blessing on this earth, and I'm so grateful to have her in my life. And
Amen.
God damn, she makes my life so much better. And then we got Dominique over here, and Dominique, again, another girl who I've known since 7th grade and just has been such a light in my life and so important to everything that has happened to me in my life, and a sister. And someone who I adore and love and appreciate. And she is so damn good at this and so smart and has such great insight. Oh, Jesus. And so I'm so happy to have all you guys here.
I bring Tyler around everywhere with me.
Bro.
My hype man.
Yeah, I'm y'all's hype man whenever y'all need it because y'all deserve it. But we start episode 7 right now. We are talking about the friend zone. And we've all experienced this one for sure. This is definitely one that hits home with everybody. Definitely for me and Katie have a great story. Should we hit it off with the story?
Which one?
What do you mean? You've only friend zoned me once.
Oh, I
And
know.
it's been a forever friend zone ever since.
Yeah, but you told it. I think that's what sparked this.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but go ahead, hit it.
So nice.
You should recap that.
Yeah,
for
I'll
sure.
recap it real quick.
Let's relive it. Why not?
Nice and quick.
We might have new listeners.
Katie loves this because she always has this over me. But 9th grade year, New Year's Eve, we are at Katie Dooley's mom's house, and Kate. I tried to make a move on her. I was like the freshman. She was like the cute girl freshman year, and tried to make a move on her. Gave her a little kiss because we were watching High School Musical. New Year's happened, and I kissed her. She said, "Never again. That is never happening again."
Tyler thought the stars were aligning, but they just
I thought they were, man. I thought Troy Bolton, New Year's, my hair swoop, all that together would have made a difference. It did not. And it put me in the friend zone. And honestly, it's my best friend now. And I am so grateful to be in the friend zone. So the friend zone's not always a bad thing.
No, it's not.
Definitely not.
So let's get this thing rolling, Katie.
Let's hit it.
Let's do it.
I have a question for you,
Yes.
as I always do. Have you ever had a secret crush on a friend?
Have I ever had a secret crush on a friend?
Crush you have not disclosed.
Yeah, we're going to go to a song first, as we always do right here, so I can gather my thoughts here. And we're going to come back to you. But come on. You know this song is the best song when we're talking about friends and loving and all that. You probably already know where I'm going with this. Sing it to me, Phil.
Lovers and friends.
Oh.
Hey, let's go.
Oh.
I
Phil's
can't
voice
get
is
high.
getting better every
I can't
week.
get high with this one. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to get up there.
All right, here we go. First song of the night. We're going with Lovers and Friends. Grab a drink, pour a drink. Let's have some fun. Let's get into it, y'all.
And sing along if you know the words.
Sing along. Let's do it. We back.
We are back
We're
live,
back.
guys.
I already forgot the damn question, Katie.
I wanted to know.
I want to know.
Your name.
I wanted to know if you've ever had a secret crush on a friend.
Yeah, that's easy. I feel like I definitely have. There's definitely been a girl in my life who I've had a crush on probably for like 10 years. And
A decade?
a decade. It's been a
Decade.
decade-long crush.
Wow.
But the timing has never been right. My life has always been too crazy and hectic for it to work because our lifestyles are so drastically different, and I was too afraid to hurt that person. So I never made that advance, never made that move. And so it was almost, I guess, me friend zoning that person because I was fearful for what was going on in my world, in my life, and my demons, that I didn't want to hurt that person.
Which I think is smart because if you went in the other direction, you would have ruined the friendship.
Yeah, and I remember, like I was like I met her senior year in high school, and I was like, I'm gonna marry you, and I was a little lit. I was a little lit. And I always like admired this girl so much. I was like, she does all the right things. She's so sweet. She's beautiful. But she's just the sweetest, always there for me for everything. And I was scared of, for so long, like I had my own demons and things I was going through. I was scared of myself. And I didn't also want to settle down like at such a young age either. I was like going to college and she was staying home. I was doing this and she was staying home.
Right.
And so I was like, I can't live this life and still be here. I'm gonna miss out on this life, you know? And then there's been times where we've tried, but the friendship part of it like was becoming too needy, and I couldn't be around enough to be a friend or in that, and then so even the friendship part kind of fell off.
Ooh, that's tough.
Because I would come home and I would just get caught up in being busy with everything I got going on. I wasn't able to see her. And then she would get mad at me because we were trying to make those advances, but I was still like just busy and caught up in my own world. Like, and there's definitely things that I messed up and they're my fault in that. But it's also like I need some grace and some patience. But I guess 10 years is a lot of freaking grace and patience. So I may have screwed that one up.
That's okay. I think you nailed it when you said that you knew you weren't ready.
Yeah.
And if you want to make an advance on a friend and potentially ruin a friendship, you have to know you're ready. In my opinion.
I
agree.
I think this is something I battle, and something that I've heard so much in my life from my dad and from a lot of people. They're like, it's going to hit you. And when it hits you, you'll know. Right? And that it may have hit me when I was like a senior in high school, but I had so much. I was going to leave for college. I was a top quarterback in the country. Like I was going to go live my life and do my thing. I wasn't going to go stay back in Jupiter, you know. And then as like time progressed, I guess like that kind of hit and flare was I was looking for that elsewhere, you know. And every relationship I've ever been in is because like there was a fire at first, right? So it was immediate connection, immediate relationship, immediate like fire between us. And so where I'm going to go on the opposite side of this is maybe I do need to start with a friend.
And let the fire.
And not chase a fire, but find a slow burn.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and maybe a friendship is what builds a foundation to a bigger relationship. You know, because everything I've done, I'm like, I'll call Katie. I'm like, yo, I found my wife, Katie. This is the one.
And what do I say?
And Katie's like, no, it's not.
No, I just say slow down.
Yeah.
You know, think things through.
Yeah. And I don't. I'm very impulsive, which is a problem. Mm-hmm. I'm very like, I just chase what I feel, and I chase it and I go, and I think that's something I have to learn. But so I think what we're learning is like, I need to find a slow burn. Maybe it is okay to start with a friendship, then turn into a relationship. But for me, I've never been able to figure, like, once you're my friend, you're my friend. Mm-hmm. And I love you for that. You know what I mean? And I haven't been able to cross those lines really ever.
Yeah. That's kind of what sparked this whole topic. Because last week, most of the people that called in were like, you have to be friends before you're lovers. And my first question is like, how do you move from friends to lovers? Like, who's going to make that move? You know, like, that's a scary move to make.
Well, you have to have the confidence to know that that's what you want, but not ruin the friendship at the same time. So it's like, how long do you stay friends before you start showing those other emotions?
Yeah.
Because for a girl, I feel like girls, we try to play it cool all the time. Like, we're always like, the guy should make the first move or the first initiative. And it's like, sometimes, but if we are slow to that, then they might think, oh, she just thinks I'm a friend.
Yeah.
So that's tough. And I don't know, from a guy's
No,
perspective.
it is a tough situation, what you just said, you know, because maybe the guy's not going to make that move because they're simply afraid that you don't feel the same way.
Right.
So
That's been me plenty of times. And I think like there's been times where I've been with girls, like if I really, I wrote this in my book. If I really like you, I turn prude right away. Like I don't want to like make the wrong move. I don't want to kiss you too quickly. Like I dated a girl and we didn't kiss. I tried to make a move on her the second date and she turned me down. She goes, no, you got to work more for this. Oh. And I was like, all right, bet. But now I got trigger shy. I was like, I don't want to make the wrong move now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I'm never going to make a move.
Yeah, so I didn't try and kiss her again till the 5th date. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was so funny because she tried to kiss me, and I tried to kiss, and we ended up missing because we were both trying to just like kiss each other at the same time. It was the most awkward first kiss ever, but it actually was like kind of like magical. It was I don't know, but it wasn't that magical in the end because there was no Cinderella story, and it's back to the everybody but me show.
That's how that ended.
One step closer.
That night on the beach, that was great.
I want to go back to what Kate said. How do you separate the two? Mm-hmm. If you do not want to, I just think the honest thing to do is just to be honest with the person. Like, you have to tell them, like, all right, I know we're building a great friendship, but I feel more for you than the friendship. Mm-hmm. And then you have to see how that goes, you know?
Yeah, and then if it is, you find out only one-sided, what happens then? Do you casually go back to being friends? Because, like, somebody's going to be hurt in that.
Someone's always going
to get hurt. Yeah.
be let down. Mm-hmm. But I think that's like where maturity steps in. Mm-hmm. Like, if you really care and like that person, you'll be their friend, you'll be whatever. You'll put aside like your feelings and your emotions. Like,
right.
But I think for guys it's much harder than it is for girls. Like we talked about it last episode, how guys have a very hard time having friendships with girls. And I have so many friends that like, I don't know how to be friends with girls. I don't know how to like hook up with the girls. And to me, that's mind boggling.
Mm-hmm.
That's an age thing, Tyler. Like you said, I think it's mature.
Well, I don't think so because like Tyler said, like we've been friends. Only
let me drop
strictly
the age thing. Let's say maturity level.
No.
Right,
you know what I think it is? I'm gonna say this. I think it's a relationship with your mother. I think the relationship I had with my mother was so important to my life and so tight knit. Like she was my best friend when I was going through high school. She was the one I told everything to, and she was the one I can call on.
Right.
So like that, female presence in my life. I didn't have brothers, but she was the one who like I couldn't ask my little brothers like, what is this, what is that? I had to ask my mom, and my mom was that person for me. So having that relationship with her made it easier to have a friendship with you, Katie, Dominique, Molly, all the incredible women that are in my life.
Right.
And I think it's because the relationship I had with my mother. And I think if it wasn't for her being so close, and she was a mom, but she was also a best friend. Mm-hmm. And sometimes those lines blurred, and there was arguments because of that. Mm-hmm. But like we would get over it, and she'd be like, "At least I'm glad you told me." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like whether it was drinking or partying or having sex or doing this or doing that, like I was honest with her about it because I knew she had her best interest in me. Mm-hmm. And I think people try to hide things from her. My mom's like, "Oh, like let's talk." Like for instance, like Brent, like you know what I mean? Like he would just like, mom's calling again, damn it, you know what I mean? And he was like the wild child, you know what I mean? But like he didn't have like the best relationship with women until like I feel like later on, you know what I mean?
Right.
So,
but I think going off of that, I guess that would make sense because same with Molly, Dominique, and I all have brothers, and it's probably the same thing. We're used to being able to count on them and to talk to them and have that unconditional love. So to have a friend in the same sense, it's like, oh, it's another brother.
Yeah. I've always thought
it's a good point. I never thought about that.
Yeah. Guys who have sisters are a little bit more open to girls being sensitive and can hear them out more. Not saying that people who don't have sisters aren't that way, but I've always noticed that
they've been surrounded by it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Guilty. Mama's boy, 7 sisters, 4 daughters. I'm surrounded by women, so I definitely what Tyler said.
And no one has more women friends than Phil.
Yeah.
I love female friends. It's honestly, I trust you more than I would trust a male, and that's real life.
And that's a great thing.
I am the same way. I have a better time working with women. Like all my agents are women.
Me too.
I have like one male agent. Everyone I work with, like really in my space, is women. And for me, like I could open up to them. I could be honest with them. I could be real with them. I think it's because my mom. It's because people like you, Katie, and Dominique, the friends I've had growing up in my life. And with guys, though, I have a hard time because like my dad and I, we didn't have many talks. Mm-hmm. We had no birds and the bees talks. We had no like man-to-man talk. Like honestly, one of the best talks and the first talks we ever had really was on The Bachelorette, like which is so crazy, but like
it's wild
because like it's kind of like the show forces you to have these conversations. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so we had such like a real and strong talk, I'm like,
Whoa.
yo, pops, like,
Wow.
what is this? You know?
Yeah.
But like ever since then, it's starting to open up the dialogue, and like my book opened up a ton of the dialogue for us to talk more and get through things. And we had a lot of things to get through because we never talked. But I think I just always had that, and I think people that don't have that relationship struggle with the love, the friend zoning and all that.
It's a good point. Valid.
Valid.
Yeah,
Valid.
It is valid.
Valid. But, I mean, friends are great, but we're trying to get lovers.
We're trying to get some lovers in here.
I mean, I'm just going to say it, We know we got good friends, luckily. But now, like, how do you find somebody? And it doesn't have to be like a friend already. Like, what if you meet somebody and then you start off a friendship? How do you spark that into something new? Like for me and my boyfriend now, we talked, whatever that means, for an entire year. And if you're a close friend, you know damn well I thought that was too long. Right. But now I'm so grateful for it because we learned everything there was to know without any, like, I don't know the right word, but without any like expectations. Like we weren't exclusive. I didn't care what he was doing. He didn't care what I was doing. But when we were together, we had a great time and we flirted and whatever it was. And then eventually we made a relationship because we realized we aligned.
You were better together.
So we were better together. We had that time to learn each other. So I do know it is valuable to learn each other before you start dating, because once you start dating, there's pressure.
Well, I think that, so if you're dating, that person eventually becomes your best friend, right? Like that's the goal. So I feel like in my time of dating, there's been guys that I've been on the outside very attracted to. And I'm like, okay, we're having fun, whether it's drinking, going out, getting to know each other, but we never scratched the surface of them asking more about my life or me. And then I'm like, okay, I can't do this. If we can't get to that friendship level and I really know nothing deep about you and vice versa, this can't turn into a relationship. So I think it's finding that person who actually cares about getting deep when the time is right. Not in the beginning because it's new and it's fun.
Yeah, like first date, you're not going to be like, so.
Right. But eventually it's like, tell me about your family. Like, what was something growing up that was a challenge for you? Like all that stuff is important.
But hold on, we're not dating. Like we're just like, we just been hanging out with the friends, like similar friend crowds, all that stuff. And like, I like you. Like, and like, I don't know if you like me. I'm trying to make a move on you, trying to get out of this friendly thing. How are we getting there? Like okay, Katie, Dom, as a guy.
Okay.
Because I never made it out the friend zone. How do I approach you about getting out of this situation? Like what's the right way to come at you?
This is such a hard question.
Yeah.
This is literally why we went to Instagram today to ask like how to get out of the friend zone, because for the last week that we've been talking about this, I was like, I genuinely don't know the answer.
I don't, because there has been times where I'm like, please don't do it. Like I'm like, do not, this is going good. We have a go, like, do not go. And they go there.
Is it because you're not attracted to the person?
Yeah. It's just not that you just know.
Like sexually?
Not even that. Just sometimes I'm like, it could be a hot ass dude. I'm like, he can't hold a conversation. Like, it could be anything, but that I always get nervous about that because we talked about it last show. I hate hurting people's feelings. So it's like,
yeah,
and it's flattering, and it's really flattering. So I don't know.
So when the friend comes in for a kiss, what do you do?
Oh dear heavens.
Has that happened to y'all?
Oh yeah.
Come on, I want to hear.
do?
I want to hear that.
I mean,
I've literally been like, oh.
Do you dodge?
Katie just.
Do you dodge?
Dominique just did what's this thing? The dab. She dabbed and grabbed her drink and got out the way.
You just dodged a bullet like that.
No, I think the one time it's happened to me. Well, I guess it was a couple times, but I mean, I dodged you and we just stayed friends. And then like with the other person, I was like older. And like you said, like I didn't want to hurt feelings. I was now in college. Like, so I just kissed, but then I didn't talk to them again.
Okay. So that answers my next question. Do you just stop being like it's
to
like,
me, I feel like it's awkward at that point.
Yeah.
Like we were young. Who cares? We were in 9th grade, whatever. Like, but when you're older and you try to make that move, to me, like, those feelings are in somebody, like how
do you change them?
How do you change them?
Because there's always expectations from that person.
Right.
Yep.
I have somebody who I worked closely with who was kind of similar to that, and it never.
Ooh, you worked with.
Yes.
That's interesting.
That I worked
because
with.
I
That's
think
a topic for
I think
coming up.
work. I think never shit where you sleep. Right?
I was going to
Work
say
relationships, I think, are something you gotta try to avoid. But if it's like the freaking one, I don't know what to tell you. But that's something you gotta fight. I think you gotta fight it for a little bit, and because it could ruin your whole job,
No, it
your
could.
career, everything.
It could. And you're working with that person every single day. And you have to put
messy.
those feelings aside. So even though we had the mature conversation, there was times where we would be out at a team outing and he would bring it up again. And I'm like, we discussed this. Like, I don't feel that way. And I always felt like I was hurting.
And now you're uncomfortable.
Now, yeah, it ruined the friendship for sure.
You're uncomfortable.
Oof.
The night you're like, damn, I gotta go to another work event because he's gonna be there.
Right.
You have to do this again.
So I feel like what's good advice for you guys for guys that like, they're like, okay, she turned me down once, but I'm going to try again. Like, when do you just stop trying?
Like read the room.
Yeah.
You don't. I'm
I
just kidding.
I was just going to say, Kate, I don't have these issues because if the girl is not into me, I'm sensing this with her. I'm an energy guy. So if I feel your energy is not with me, I'm not going to try
Yeah,
anything.
it is.
Just don't try anything.
Like,
Yeah.
As simple as that.
and I think that was like Katie ninth grade. Like I tried, it didn't work. We kept it moving.
That's
You know what I mean?
it.
Like
Right.
that was it. Like she's my dog now. You know what I mean?
That's it.
And you know, I think you said it right. It's an energy thing.
And you got to feel
Right.
that person's energy. Come on.
You know, as a guy, you got to know when it's not. Nothing's worse than someone nagging. Like that's just not the move. You know,
If you can't read vibes as an adult,
I need someone to call in later on and tell us if they had a work environment relationship and what happened.
Oh, that's a good one.
And if you got juicy details, I want to hear 'em.
me too.
Take a sip to that.
Here's one for y'all. Friends with your exes. If you guys break up, are you guys friends?
No.
No,
No.
Phil.
No. I have
I
to
just
say
feel like
no.
after you
Go ahead. After you sleep with them.
yeah, like
You feel
after
like
you
the
have that
friendship's
like
over?
cuz like sleeping with somebody is one thing, but sleeping with a significant other, I feel like you have that like whatever intimacy side. It's like how do you go back? I don't know. How do you go back to being friends after? Can you guys?
Yeah, no. I mean, especially if they crossed you.
Yeah, well, absolutely. But even if they didn't, I still think there's like a
It's healthy for you to step away.
yeah.
So one of my first relationships I was in, when we split, it was we went to completely different sides of the world. You know what I mean? Like we didn't talk to each other. She moved, I moved. Like that was it. And then tragedy kind of brought us together on both ends, and I was there for her. She, she was there for me at first and was very sweet. Her family was super nice, and like I always got love for her family. Like every one of my relationships, they never were like so bad that like they ended like where I hate that person or anything like that. Like, I never, it was like I still like if they needed something, I will do whatever I can for them. You know what I mean? If they call me right now, I'd end this thing and answer the phone and be like, yo, you good? What do you need? Because I knew something's up if they're calling me.
Yeah.
Because I still got love from him in that sense. But so she was there for me going through my tragedy, and then she was going through something, and I was able to help her through her issue. And it was never like trying to get back together. I never felt that spark between us, but I was trying to be there for each other. And then once her, she was able to get through what she was going through, and everyone was good and healthy on her end. It was good. I was still trying to be there and be helpful. And then it was like, what are you doing here? Like, why are you still trying to call me? What? I'm like, whoa. I thought we were trying to be friends and cool.
Right.
And so there was still that spite in between us. And like, I didn't have none of that. I was like, all love, She still had that spite. And so, and then I saw her out one time, and I was trying to be cool with her and all her friends, and they were just dogging me the whole night. They was like talking shit on me. I was
Oh no.
I'm like, man, I do not need to take none of y'all shit. Like y'all, like, good luck. It's nice knowing y'all. Like I'm out. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I think friends with exes.
But I think you just
Walk
nailed
away.
it when you said like you can still respect them from a distance and you can still wish them the best from a distance. It's
Yes.
just to be friends with them, like homie. Like I'm not chilling with my ex.
And I also think friends with your exes makes it very difficult for your relationships going forward.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh god.
Yes,
Oh,
it does.
You know what I mean?
That's why I say
Yes.
maybe you shouldn't be. You know,
I mean, you're hanging out with somebody and your significant other knows that you've slept with them.
Yeah.
You're always going to be thinking that. Even
Yep.
if you're not a jealous person. I know a lot of people in this room aren't jealous people, but it's like,
Still that principle.
you know, yeah.
Yeah.
That would cause problems. So
Yeah.
just avoid it.
Right.
Yeah.
Period. Close
That's
the
a good
door.
point to think about it for your next significant other.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
not a cozy
Mm-mm.
situation.
Is she cuter than me or what?
But all I know is I think we should go to a song because we got to brainstorm. We never got to the question of how do you get out of the friend zone? Like, we genuinely need advice on this because
Yes, and we're gonna call y'all.
we're stumped. Yeah, we need you to call in. We got some Instagram write-ins too. Like, how do you get out of the friend zone? Do you have any stories of how you made it out? Because some of us at this table need some help, which is one of us.
One of us.
Just one of
Why?
us.
Who? Y'all looking at me?
We're all.
That'd be you.
I need help, dog. I need help. But time to jam. This is a song about not making the move maybe when you should have made the move. And that's sometimes what gets you in the friend zone. Happened to me a couple times. So here's a song called "Should Have Kissed You," and we're back, y'all. We're
Such
back.
a jam.
That song hits home because I should have kissed a lot of people. I'll tell you a quick story real quick. Like I told you, like when I'm into a girl, I kind of get like a little prude and a little nervous. And when I was on The Bachelorette, right, the first time I finally got some one-on-one time with Hannah, and we were sitting in some like design building, like I had all the furniture, all that stuff, and we're like sitting there on the couch, and Phil, she's like this. Like we're talking. I'm like spitting game, and she's like this, yanking on me. You know what I mean? She's like yanking on me. Are you gonna kiss me or not, you dumbass? You know what I mean?
She's letting you know.
Yeah,
It was time.
she was like pinching my shoulder. You know what I mean? and then finally I made the move. And after I made the move, I was like, okay, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like I can kiss her now. You know?
Right.
But she was definitely yanking on my shoulder to kiss her. All right, let's go to some callers right now. If you have made it out of the friend zone or you got a story about the workplace, I want to hear that too. I'm going to callers right now. If you made it out of the friend zone, let us know. I want to see how you did it because right now, Katie's stumped, Dom's stumped, Phil's stumped, I'm stumped. We want to hear it. Let's see what we got. We got some callers coming in.
Callers.
I want to be a caller.
Shot caller.
20 inch blaze
On the Impala.
Holla. We got a new caller. Let's go for Alpha. Oh shoot, what did I just do? Oh, we're good.
Technical difficulties.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, guys?
How are you? What's your name?
My name is Allie.
Allie, what's going on, Allie? How you doing?
Yeah, not
Hi,
much.
Allie.
Hey, guys.
How are you?
Good. So first of all, I love the first song choice. That was great.
Love it.
I thought you guys were gonna pick Mario. What's Mario's song?
Oh,
Just Friends or
yep,
whatever.
Just Friends Mario.
Yep.
That's a good choice.
Yeah.
That might have to be our next one.
Yeah.
So I'm actually in a relationship now, and we
Okay.
started out as friends, and we were actually camp counselors together back in 2009. So we've known each other, for years. And I didn't know when I was a counselor that he had a crush on me. And we reconnected later on back in 2016. So years went by. And we just ended up shooting the shit. And we hung out one time and watched the Masters together. And nothing happened. So I feel like we were still friends at the time. And
Did you want something to happen there?
well, I kind of felt like it was going to,
Okay.
but he didn't make a move, and I didn't make a move, and I guess the timing wasn't right. And so 6 more months went by. We remained friends, and I was actually seeing somebody for 4 months at the time, and he invited me to come hang out with him. And the guy I was seeing for 4 months, it wasn't going anywhere. So I was like, what the hell? Whatever, I'll go hang out with him. And we ended up spending the whole weekend together, and the rest is history, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did he ever say how hard it was for him to make that first move?
Yeah, because I'm like 2 years older than him, and I, always dated guys that are older than me. So he said that he was like nervous around me, and I guess it, just he didn't feel really confident to talk to me in that way. So
what's it like dating someone younger than you?
I will say we started dating. So we've been together for 6 years, which is a really long time.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's
Heck
awesome.
yeah.
Thank you. Thanks. And at first we started dating in 2016. I had a really good career. I'm in Charlotte, by the way, and
Queen City.
so
Charlotte.
yeah. So it was interesting because he hadn't really started his career. He didn't really know what he wanted to do. And, I was really driven, and I'm still very driven, but there were a lot of things that we had to work out because 2 years in, I really didn't think that I was going to stay in the relationship, to be honest, because I feel like I was a little bit more mature at the time, and he just, we weren't on the same page. But, I love him to death, and I just, stayed strong, and he has grown up so much since 2016. Oh my God.
You're a real one. I'm gonna say that real quick.
Give us time to grow, man.
You're a real one.
Yeah.
Because we do need a little extra time than
Some
you
shape
women.
and modeling, yeah.
Even my family was like, my family's very career driven, and we're hard workers, and they were even trying to shut me down with like, what am I doing with my relationship? Like, they didn't see him like as being goal oriented or anything. And, he's really turned the boat around. He's a realtor, and he hustles, and so,
Heck yeah.
I just, when I know that's kind of cliche, but,
it's the truth.
But it is the truth.
It's the truth.
It is the truth.
oh, it is 100%. Yeah. But to your point, Tyler, with like trying to get out of the friend zone, I would say, set boundaries for yourself. Like for instance, earlier you said, if one of your exes called you, you would drop everything, even the show, and answer it. I would just like maybe not be totally available all the time.
Put it on me,
like-
Allie. You ain't wrong.
What?
You're not wrong, Allie.
I love this.
Because
fully
that's
support.
probably what she expects.
some
Like,
boundaries.
she's like, if I call Tyler right now, he'll pick up the phone and come rescue me from whatever situation she's in.
Damn, Allie.
So maybe like kind of take a step back and, think about it. I don't know.
Allie, that's the realest stuff ever right there. I appreciate you, Allie.
Hey,
Allie's
I'm almost
maturity is
33.
like
I feel
next
like
level.
I've kind of seen a lot,
I feel seen right now.
She's got a point.
I feel seen. Katie always tells me, set boundaries, Tyler, and stick to
Yes.
them.
And if she brings up maybe why you're distance, you're separating yourself a little bit, then that's maybe when you can be honest with how you feel,
Yep.
you know?
Damn, Allie. Can you call in every week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we have
Actually,
a therapy
you guys
session
will
with
come
Allie
up.
every week?
Yeah. I'm down. I'll call in every week.
I love
sure.
it. Allie, thank you so much for that.
Yes, and
Yeah.
congrats on your
Hey,
successful
Tyler, I
relationship.
wanted to tell you, I started a new job on Monday.
Let's go.
And I'm a director of sales for a company in Florida,
Okay.
American Wholesale Fence Works.
Okay.
They are a fence wholesale company. And I know you're in construction, so if you have any,
Businesswoman.
I
yes.
love Allie hustling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, she's a
This is so
hustler, baby.
awesome. I love
We
it. And
love it.
if you're in sales,
if you
this
need
is
any
amazing.
fencing for any projects, let me know.
Amazing.
Hey, reach out.
I was just going to say,
we could
DM
always use
us.
you.
DM us.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Well,
Awesome.
I appreciate you, Allie. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. Bye, guys.
Thank you,
Bye.
Thanks
Allie.
for calling in,
Thank you.
Allie.
Yeah,
Wow.
you're welcome. Bye, guys.
Damn, Allie.
She
made me
drops
really think
knowledge
about-
Like
and hustling.
someone that's also in sales, I loved that right
Me
there.
too.
That fires me up. I'm
You
like,
got to put it out there.
Allie
And that's
really
what you
made me
do
think
with
about myself
relationships
for a
here.
minute right there.
With
She's
friendships.
not wrong one bit.
But she made a good point, and somebody else said that in one of the Instagram write-ins. It's if you have like a friendship, you have to like set boundaries. If you have a friendship that you want to be a lover, you have to set those boundaries of what you can vent to each other about. Like if I low-key have a crush on you, I'm not going to be wanting to hear about your issues with whoever you're currently hooking up with.
Right.
So like starting to set those boundaries slowly to drop the hint like,
Oh yeah.
Hey,
I'm dropping a big hand.
that should be me.
Yeah.
holding you.
Yeah, you know, I'm just gonna say, listen, can we not talk about your past? Let's talk about the present right now, like you and me.
I'm kind of shook over here.
Let's go.
Alex got me thinking a lot right now about myself.
Oh, great. I tell you to set boundaries every day. And now here we find what
It just takes a show. And
just
some
takes a quick little
callers.
call.
Hey, Caroline, you gotta unmute yourself. There she
Hello,
is.
hello. Can you guys hear me?
Hey, yes.
Caroline.
What's up,
Hello,
Caroline?
how are you?
Thank you for calling in. Where are you
Hi,
calling from?
everyone. Thank you guys for letting me be on the podcast. So I'm calling from Miramar, Florida, which is like Broward
Yeah,
area.
we know
Hell
Miramar.
yeah.
What's
we
up, South
love
Florida?
Broward. Let's go.
Yes, South Florida.
How are you?
Good, good. So my name is Caroline Schwitzky, but everybody calls me Carolina. And I'm calling because like I had to call in because honestly, I've been watching some of like the podcast episodes on YouTube, and I was like, wow, this group of individuals are so intelligent, so on point. I'm like, I'm gonna download this app, right? So here I am downloading this app, and I was like, you know what? Today, everything you guys said was like spot on. Because I have been preaching, so I'm 33 years old. I just turned 33, so
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
First and foremost.
thank you. And so much has happened. So much has changed in my life. And I've like been looking back at my past, like my previous relationships, and obviously nothing has worked. And I've realized that the reason why they never worked was kind of because like what Tyler said, right? When he mentioned how like that spark is there, you know, it's passion. It's like, so I've had all this, right? But I never really had like that friendship. I never really got to know them. It was more like, oops, I fell in love. But was I really in love? And I realized that like real love is when you are in love with someone and you don't want to change them. So every relationship I'm in,
Amen.
Right?
Amen. I try to tell all my
Caroline,
guy friends that
she's
you
right.
find somebody who supports who you
Yep.
are.
Right.
And they make
Yeah.
you better,
You
but
don't
they
change for
don't
anybody.
change
I'm
you.
pointing at Phil right now. As soon as you said that, Caroline, I lit up because he always says about his wife that she never wanted to change him. She was just proud of who he was.
And that's why I married her. And you hit it on the head, Caroline. Well done.
bro, I'm telling you, I had like my whole life has changed because I've like the way I view relationships now is different. It's completely different because I've now realized that I never was a victim. I actually like allowed myself like the nonsense to entertain this. So now that I know what I know, right? I don't want to have the same result. And there's like this famous quote that says like, in order to get something you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. So right now
I
I'm
love that
doing
one.
just that. But to answer the question, right? Like, let's say you want to get out the friend zone, right? Because obviously that's what this is all about, right? I feel like you would have to go full throttle at that point. Because like at the end of the day, no one knows if you're going to die tomorrow. So like if you feel this is the love of your life, you want to spend your journey with her, you want to build with her, mold, you know, change lives, right? This is it, right? Like why would you be subtle about it? No, pull her to the side and be like, listen, I've been thinking and I want this and I want it with you. So, and just put all like everything on her side of the court and just let her know, like make a decision because I'm ready to move full throttle.
And then you have no regrets.
I was just going to say that.
Exactly.
Caroline, I can't agree with you more.
I know.
Right?
Well, you got me and Dom fired up.
Yeah,
right
Yeah,
now.
I'm like, 'cause then you put everything on the table and there's nothing else you could have done differently.
Yeah,
Yep.
I agree.
I
Just
agree.
be honest. That's why I said before, just be
Forget it.
honest.
And if I could just say one last thing, and I really believe this, right? Like, so they say like God's rejection is his protection, right? So let's say
Yeah.
you go full throttle and you come to this girl or this guy and you're like, listen, this is what I want. And they reject you. They don't feel like this is it for them. That is okay too. But you know what that is? That's the Lord or the universe showing you that this is not the route he wants for you. He has something so much better. And if you just like reshift your focus, right? And trust the plan of whatever, you know, is out there for you, you know, you will, like you guys say, you know, you won't go looking for love. Love will find you. And I think
That
that's
was-
the secret to life.
Wow. I'm
Yeah.
like touched.
Yeah.
That was
Caroline,
it.
I feel
Caroline.
like she said everything I wanted to say.
You
but
just
you're,
answered
but you're,
every
Faces right now.
Yeah.
That's,
You just
killed it.
answered every unanswered question we had.
Tyler is speechless because he's like,
I'm over here thinking about my life right
Yes,
now.
he's questioning his
No,
life.
it's
But
crazy.
thank you
Crazy.
so
It's
much
crazy.
for everything.
But it just
you
puts
shared.
it-
You guys are amazing. Keep going. Keep spreading like that positive message. And you know, we're not losing hope, and it's because of you guys. And we thank you for that. All right, you guys are amazing.
Thank you.
Caroline, before you leave though, I just want to say this: you have the best energy.
That was great.
Like, you have an energy through your voice and just the way you go
Present.
about and present. It's incredible, and I am just very grateful and lucky and thankful that you called. So I just want to say thank you so much for calling in. Keep that energy up.
Your words touched us.
Yeah, you and Allie's words have got me rocked.
Yeah,
right
Yeah.
now.
we
Well
had two
done.
amazing
Yes.
callers.
I
Yes, thank
know.
you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll try to call in like every Tuesday. You know,
Yeah,
'cause,
keep calling in.
It's a little difficult, but definitely. All right, you guys, take care.
Keep
Bye.
doing your thing too, Caroline.
Have a great week.
Thank you. Gracias. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Gracias. De nada.
See, this is why
Nada.
collaboration is
was
key. This is why
awesome.
you talk to people, you
Yep.
figure out their mindset because it helps you.
This is therapy, guys.
This is.
literally.
It's
I've been
you're
saying
getting-
it. This is
you're
therapy.
getting thoughts from
Literally-
everyone.
Literally, Allie and Caroline have both had such great points
Oh.
on this topic.
Like
Amazing.
incredible. Like they could be talking on this podcast.
And that's why when I was like trying to find the answers this past week, I was like, I don't have them. Let's outsource.
Right.
And
Yeah.
sometimes you got to do that.
And also, you be humble to listen.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm over here being. I got humbled twice.
I know. I was like, can anyone see Tyler right now? Because he is just in a daze listening.
I mean, both of them had great messages. And,
I just can't agree with her more though, Caroline. She
yeah,
go full throttle. You have to.
The
You have to be
rejection can
honest.
be your
You have to be
protection.
honest.
rejection to you is your protection.
Amen.
love it.
Amen.
Love it. Cheers to that one.
My mom said that to me so many times, so
Mm.
she's probably like, I've been telling you that.
I used to hate when my mother said, "When you know, you'll know."
I know.
I hated that. Like,
but now
Right.
you get it.
do I get it? I'm telling you, she was the first phone call I made after I met Amber.
Yeah, because you
It
knew.
was like, what is going
Same.
on? Like, I met her.
Yep.
Right.
Same.
I met the one.
I was leaving Gasparilla. I texted my mom like, yo.
I was leaving
just
Key
found-
West, hungover.
Found the
Yo.
man. Yo, hear me out, mom. I got him.
I call you, Katie. Tell me slow down.
But seriously, it is gonna be when you know, you know.
At least everyone accepts you guys.
Well, Tyler's always going off these crazy like accusations right away. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Whoa.
Time out.
Whoa. Slow it down.
Slow it down.
Oh.
Oh, I got the giggles now.
we got
What you got? Who you got?
Tara.
Hello.
Hello. How are
Tara,
you?
how you doing? Where you calling from?
Good. I'm calling from Colorado. I just
Oh.
wanted to say real quick, huge shout out to Jupiter.
Hey.
I lived there for a year, and
Nice.
the community you guys have in that town is just priceless. It's amazing. And what you guys are doing right now, I love it.
We
Oh,
appreciate
thank
you.
you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
We're
very
grateful
much.
to be Jupiter
Living here.
people.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so the topic, friend zone. I probably am the queen of putting people in the friend zone.
Oh,
But-
Tara. Enemy number one.
No, I can't say it's like a good quality I've had, but I am
I think
going
it's a bad
to marry
quality.
one
It's
of the
setting
guys.
boundaries.
Yeah. Well, I just, I think I put people in the friend zone for so long because I didn't know what I wanted in life. I didn't know who I was. I didn't
Right.
know who I wanted,
Fair enough.
And so until I got to kind of see different personalities and everything, I put them in the friend zone. And I do have to admit that I am marrying my best friend who was in the friend zone since high school.
Hey.
Yeah.
So let's
Let's
go.
go.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
Cheers to that, Tara. Awesome.
And our story is a unique one. It's not like one of those typical, like, oh, they met and fell in love. And,
Right.
but yeah, he had his eye on me ever since we met, went snowboarding in high school. And I actually had my eye on his best friend, who's going to be what is it called?
Best man.
Best man. Yeah. So
I hear stories like this a lot.
Yeah.
yeah,
Oops.
it's interesting. But we I moved to Florida my senior year, and I lived down there for a year. And then I moved to Denver, and I lived there for 5-6 years. And we kept in contact for the longest time. And, he definitely was just there. He was always a person I could talk to and stuff. And we dated other people. And we kind of lost contact for a while because I was doing my thing and he was doing his thing. And we ended up connecting at a concert, and he was a hot mess, Tyler, like you were saying, something about he was fighting his own demons.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw that and it crushed me. Like it really got to me in my core, and I didn't see anything still for the longest time. And then a year later at the same concert, we reconnected, and everything just seemed to align when it was
What
meant
was
to
the difference you saw in him?
I don't think I saw any difference. I just think that he always says, I was the type of person that he wanted to settle down and marry, but he wasn't there yet, and I wasn't there yet either. And not necessarily maturity, because he is a very mature person, but I don't know. It just aligned when
Just
it was
time.
You knew.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
the
I
timing.
mean, time's important. Timing is everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was probably 10 years after high school.
Wow.
That's awesome.
11. So, yeah, I mean, it happens. And I don't think, I might go the other way and say, don't just jump right into it, because if he was to have done that in high school, I think our friendship throughout the years would have changed drastically, because, I've had friends that were in the friend zone that did that, and it broke my heart to break their hearts, but I just wasn't ready. And like you guys were talking about, reading the other person's energy, understanding who, what they've got going on in their life. And, if you're traveling or doing certain things, working like crazy or whatnot, I think those things are important. And the biggest thing, like you guys were talking too, I never wanted to change him. And he was dealing with his own demons, and I could see that. And I ended up actually falling in love with him that first year that we saw each other at the concert. And I knew he wasn't ready to settle.
Mm-hmm.
But I sat back and I just supported him. And then the following year, he just kind of was like, all right, I've worked through my stuff and let's give this a go. And I mean, it wasn't really like that, but anyways, it kind of was. So, yeah.
I think that's beautiful. You were a friend when you
Yeah.
needed to be a
Yep.
friend. And it's what we've been saying this whole show. And then it turned into being a lover because you were a friend.
Yeah, and I think all three call-ins, if we combine them, that is the answer. It's you have to love yourself first, right? You have to fight your demons first.
Absolutely.
You have to know what you want for yourself before you go outsource somebody to tell you what you want. Set those boundaries. And then, like Caroline said, then you go after it, because now you know what you want. Right?
Mhm.
And like you
Yeah.
just said, I think you said that you accepted his hot mess, because he didn't really change as far as when I'm listening to you. So accepting someone else's hot mess and not trying to change them
Well,
is very important.
he
Well,
go ahead.
yeah, he definitely was a hot mess. He was dealing with his own things, and he changed when he was ready.
Oh, gotcha.
on his own.
Okay. Okay.
And he will always say, to this day, if it wasn't for me, he would have never changed. But I didn't try to change him. I was
But you were
there.
you were what he wanted to change for.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you
there it
supported
is.
him from afar that year. You didn't dive in and try to fix him. You let him fight those battles himself, and then you guys came together. And I think
well,
that's
and
it's a big
sorry
point.
to cut you off.
No, I was just saying that's a big point.
Yeah, and Katie, you were saying with you and your boyfriend, you guys for that year, I was living in Denver and he was out here in Fruita. And so we built even a stronger friendship too. And that was kind of more a friendship / relationship. And we actually have 3 kids too now.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so
Congratulations.
uh, they're amazing little humans. I'm surprised they haven't came in and interrupted.
I can't believe you're listening
But
right now with 3 kids. I'm so grateful for you, Tara.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love
I'm
it.
so grateful for you.
oh, I
Thank you
love
so
chiming
much.
in on your guys' conversation. Last week I was making dinner and listening. I love it. But I do think too, it's after having kids too, we've had to completely like relearn who we are again. So the everlasting just change in a relationship always happens. It's always there. And so I think the biggest thing, even in a friendship and getting out of the friend zone, is just no matter what, supporting the other person and being in love with yourself and themselves, even when they go through, ups and downs and different trials. And, you never know what they're actually going through. Besides communication and stuff like that, but all you can really do no matter what is just support them, love them. And I don't think there's really like any key, like fairy tale of like how to get them out of the friend zone. I think it just happens really, truly when it's supposed to happen.
Yep.
Mhm.
Well,
Wow.
I'm going to say this. Tara, Allie, Caroline, you guys have me in my head and my thoughts. Like, this has been the most introspective episode we've had. Like, I'm over here thinking a lot about the things that, the way I look at relationships, the way I look at friendships, all that. And I am so grateful for all 3 of you guys calling in and sharing your perspective, because it has touched me. It has made me think a lot about things. I'm over here like just quiet.
Yeah.
Just over here sitting here listening and thinking, and I'm just like, this show is so cool because you guys get to call in.
Yeah.
Podcasts, you don't get to call in. This is a radio show where you guys get to call in and be a part of it. And everyone who's called in has made a difference to this show, has made an impact to this show. And all 3 of you today have made an impact on me. And I'm so grateful for that, and for everyone who listens and talks, because one, it takes a lot of guts to get up here and talk.
Right.
And it takes a lot of guts to come up here and share your story. And for you to do what you do, and even I'm thinking about last week's call when the girl's talking about all the things she's gone through, and it's very cool. And right now, Tara, I'm like I said, I'm touched. I'm very introspective right now about what I'm going through, and why maybe my relationships haven't worked. Maybe I need to build more of a friendship with these people, and I think in this industry, in this world I'm in now, it's harder to build these friendships. Because like my friendships are the only friends I got really are the friends I got at home.
Right. Your world's just so busy right now to build that foundation.
Right.
And so I think when I find somebody, I need, like, what I've learned from every single one of them when it's called is like, slow down, take your time, like become friends, and I always ignore Katie. She's like, slow down. I'm like, nah, I'm chasing this thing, and I always say, I'm a gas pedal 100 miles an hour, and really it's not the way to go, and I'm very happy right now with how this all went, and I had no idea where this friend zone, like, we were all like, friend zone, this is a hard topic, you know what I mean? But I think this is the most touched I've been through any of our topics so far. So Tara, Caroline, and Allie, thank you so much for calling in and sharing your perspective, because it actually has truly touched me. So I'm thankful for you guys. Thank you, Tara.
Well, thank you for letting me talk and share my story. And I just want to say, you guys just keep doing you and enjoy the ride, enjoy the process of,
That's it.
And don't think too hard about it.
Right.
There it is, right there, Tara.
Just enjoy your life, have fun with it, and when it happens, it will definitely happen. But thank you guys. I appreciate you guys having me.
Definitely.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Tara.
Tara.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Damn.
That was good.
That was
That was so
fantastic.
That was
good.
awesome.
I started this, just being open and honest. I started this by telling all of them, like, don't look to me for answers. I have no answers tonight, right?
Right.
But I think that's, like you said, so cool about this app is that, like, if we don't have the answers, we can get people to call in and, like, outsource answers, not just have 4 minds. We have all the minds listening,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
Yep.
I love it.
collaboration.
It was cool. And we're going to try and bring back dating on this show. JP failed us, guys. JP failed
JP
us.
was a lost cause that day.
And so if you're listening right now if you have a guy or a girl in New York City you want to set up, please send them to the Everybody But Me page, because I have New York Yankees tickets. And I am going to send them to a New York Yankees game. And they're going to go on this damn date, unlike JP. So if you're listening, if you're watching right now, I am going to set people up in New York City, right? I need one guy or one girl to step up, and they get the chance to pick out of 3 people that's going to call in to be on a date. And I'm going to send you to the New York Yankees game, thanks to the New York Yankees. And we are going to have you come back in, call in, and tell us how the date went. If it works out, fantastic. If it doesn't, I can't wait to hear about it.
Either way.
Yes,
Either way, let us
call
know.
in. But thank you guys. Episode 7 of the Everybody But Me show, Friend Zones. Honestly, I couldn't believe what happened today, and I'm thankful for all y'all listening, all y'all calling in. Tara, Caroline, Allie, incredible perspectives on everything that went through. Phil, Katie, Dom, thank you so much. Mike. Hold on, Mike. You're about to drop some advice to us real quick. Mike, come over here. Mike O'Malley, our camera guy, our homie, our friend.
Let's go.
He wanted to. He was giving some advice while I was singing. I want him to say his take real quick, because he had a really good take.
How we doing, guys? I do have to start with the disclaimer that I didn't get to hear the last 3 people. I don't hear them, so they might have touched on a lot of the things that I was gonna say. But I think one of the biggest keys that I really believe in about getting out of the friend zone is it's not something you can intentionally do, but it's something that happens naturally by being close with someone and sharing like a value system. And the reason you guys became friends were because you had a bond that was enough to bring you together, but maybe not to make it something that's you want it to be lifelong, or like in some people's situations, you don't want it to be exclusive. Like you're still figuring it out, but you're close enough. And there's something special there. And if you both grow in the same direction and develop into what that person was looking for, and I don't think you should do that intentionally, but if it happens organically because you got on the same path, then someday, like, you just wake up, like, both of you, and, like, you'll have a moment. Like, you maybe, like, have a mutual success that you hug, and that hug's, like, a different hug, and you're, like, stuck in it. And you thought you were hugging your friend, and you're just like, I don't let go of this. And they're hugging you back, and then you're just like, there's not, like, a move. You don't need to plan it. It's not a trick. If it's a trick or something you had to get them with, then it wasn't real.
Say it again,
It wasn't a real
brother.
friend. That wasn't a real lover. Like, it's not a surprise. If it doesn't
Amen.
develop, don't do it, because you're going to mess up that friendship. And the scariest part, like in your situation, man, I'm nervous over here. When you get shot down by like a stranger, you didn't really lose anything. Like you lost some self-confidence, but when you like try and get out of the friend zone the wrong way and you just go appealing to someone because maybe they were just cute that night or you were in a different spot and you saw your friend different in that light for a moment, you can lose a whole friendship and that can hurt a lot. So I don't think that's like a good move at all. Like if it doesn't feel good and like you guys said, the vibe check, like you guys will know when that hug feels different.
Right.
When you guys both shared something that was important to both of you and you were like, I don't want this to end ever. And then you start building on that. And that's what the core of a real long-lasting relationship should be. And that's the stuff you want from your lover, like to build a life together. It's not about getting the person that has the thing. It's the person that shares the vision that you guys, like everything you talk about. Like you guys are so synced up, you and your wife. Like, and it's just that shared energy. Like you radiate the same aura when you guys talk about each other, when you move together, like when you're jogging and stuff. It's nice to see that. And that's the goal. Through friends and through lovers. And like you can have a whole clan of friends and like when I'm sitting over there looking at you guys, like it's that same thing. You've got that energy. It's barely different, but you'll know when it like goes the right direction.
And that's a Mike moment right there.
Bro,
And that's a Mike moment.
Mike
That's a
moment
mic drop.
segments.
I was just going to say the same thing, Kate. Drop
Mike
the mic.
moment segments.
We'll have one Mike moment every day now. Because Mike makes so much sense, it doesn't make sense. And with that, we can't thank you guys enough for watching. That's episode 7 of the Everybody But Me show, Friend Zones. Hey, whether it's you're in the friend zone or not, just keep doing your thing.
Enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride.
Have a great
Love
week,
y'all, and we'll
people.
see you next week. Thank you for listening.
See you next Tuesday, everyone.
Happy Tuesday.